So I'm Julian from FTF and I'm the performance manager, so we do the fabrication part and the tuning part of it. So basically what we do on the performance side is we can fabricate any part that you might need. We can do downpipes, boost pipes, intercoolers, intake setups. We also do big turbo setups where you do the full turbo conversion, the manifold, all of that. Everything is built with stainless steel, TIG welded, everything handmade. I was working at a normal job before this, and I always had issues with my cars where it's either not tuned right or I'm not happy with the fabrication work on it. I started to learn how to do all of this myself. That's about 7-8 years ago. Started learning to TIG weld, and it's brought me to here with this point where I'm doing it full on till now. We did a lot of development on the filters to try and get the best possible filters to go with our brand, and we found that the RAMAIR and ProRAM filters is the best option to go with it. We did multiple tests. We tested it till 3.7 bar, which we had no issues with the filters, so we thought that's the best option to go with. We do Thanos custom tuning. We basically are a dealer for Thanos tuning. We've added a dyno to do custom dyno tuning on it. We don't drive around with the vehicle on the streets and all of that. So we put the car into the dyno, we strap it down, and we can do multiple revisions on it. On the dyno, it's safe and you won't have any issues. What we did is we went with an extended wheelbase first of all on the dyno. So your newer cars like the VW Amarok and the Land Cruisers and stuff like that, where the wheelbase is much bigger, it can actually fit into these dynos on the 4x4 dyno, where on normal dynos it will not fit, even if it is 4x4. The make of this dyno is a very renowned name. RAMAIR Dyno itself, it has like a reputation. It's known for one of the best dynos around, and we wanted to incorporate that with our brand. The software tuning side of it, it's not what most people think is it's only to gain a lot of power with it, so you're only getting performance out of it. But what they don't know is that you can actually make the engine better in a way, so it's more efficient as well. So you're going to have more power, yes, but you're also going to have better fuel economy. You're going to have just safer for the motor, basically. You can do the EGR deletes, you can do it, which is basically like a bypass valve, so all the debris and stuff from the exhaust manifold on the diesel gets blown back into the motor. So all of that can get shut down, so you have a cleaner motor. Then you get like your DPF deletes and your CAT deletes. So in South Africa, they don't have the rules of the pollution and all of that, so we don't need that in here. So we take it out with the fabrication part, and then we just write it out with the software, basically. We've recently done development on a mass sensor housing that fits on a TFSI model, which is basically the Golf 5 GTR, the Golf 6 GTR, the Golf 6R, the Audi A3s, basically any car with a 2-litre TFSI motor that comes from that models. So basically it's a CNC machine, machining work done on it. So it's basically a direct fitment from the factory. So it's exactly the same size, but everything is just made out of aluminium. So you don't have that plastic that might break and end up, basically failing it. So what you can do is with it as well, you can either get it out of aluminium or stainless, so you can weld it onto any aftermarket intake on any BMW or VW that has the same sensor setup as that. So the MAF sensor is basically, it helps the AFR reading, so that's basically measuring the air part of your AFR. So you have two sensors. You've got the MAF airflow sensor, which is on that sensor, on that bung we made, and then you've got your sensor on the exhaust, and those two together work out your AFR. It's basically just to run an aftermarket intake. So when you don't want the stock restriction of the stock airbox, you can build an aftermarket intake, but you still have the original MAF into the intake.
I'm Graham here from FTF. We've got a Chevy C10 truck. It's going to get the following work done to it. Boost pipes, custom intercooler, a really big intercooler, twin turbo motor. We're doing the boost regulators for it, obviously to control the boost. Then it's getting all the oil lines done, fabrication on that for the feed and the return on the turbos. We're doing the brake booster with all the brake lines, fabricating it. Alright, so we get anything from the old cars to the new cars for the dyno tuning. We do fabrication. We've got an Audi actually standing on the lift over there, which we've done from the 76 to the 100mm exhaust piping on it. Comes out the top of the bonnet with an integrated screamer pipe for it. So that is some of the things that we cover in the shop over here.
For the future, FTF would like to keep on serving its customers. We've got a great team. We're in the process of upgrading our building to 1,200 square meters of serving space. Follow us on ftfsa.com or on our social media page, because there's still a lot to come.